My husband and I started coming to Corner Church. We had been looking for a church for about 2 years, and I had heard of Corner Church when I just came here to Corner Coffee to have coffee with a friend, and so I knew that they had a church, so we decided to come, and as soon as we came, people were accepting and genuine right away, and they were interested about what was going on in our lives.
Tune my heart to sing thy grace.
The reason why we do Coffee Shop foundationally is because I believe that we are called as a church, as a community, to love our neighbors, to serve people, to meet needs, to represent Christ clearly, as we are called to do those things as people, the church. Also, our facility is called to do those things. We don't have to be weird. We can actually be something that people love and care about and would call their own. And that's what we're called to do as people, and that's what we get to do as a building or as a facility as well.
Mount of God's unchanging love.
Seeing a transformed community, seeing transformed lives, we have to recognize the needs ourselves, and as we recognize those needs, we need to then realize that it's our responsibility to do something about them. Not only seeing a need, but trying to meet that need. And I think as we do that, we could truly see a community transformed.
I really appreciate the community aspect of Corner Church. I don't think I've ever been a part of a church that really seems to exemplify the body of Christ like Corner Church does. It really seems like a lot of the people who attend here are genuinely concerned for other people who attend and get invested into those people's lives. I haven't seen a lot of churches where even during the service, time is taken to really go deeper with people. But being in Corner Church forces you to interact with one another, and I think that's really unique.
I feel like at times when I have gone to different churches, there's like this politeness barrier, or people just aren't sure of each other, and so it takes longer almost to get to know people, but because we sit down and interact throughout the service, I feel like people already just let that wall down, and so you're able to connect a lot more quickly.
A lot of times we throw around words like relationship and community and discipleship. We throw these concepts out there without really having a full understanding of what these things are or what they mean. Sometimes I think we think that like discipleship, community, and relationships are just going to happen, that these things are just going to kind of magically appear. But the reality is we need to be intentional in doing these things. These things aren't just going to happen. It's going to take a lot of intentional effort and hard work.
Everyone cares for one another, and so I feel very drawn to that. I feel drawn to a place where I'm connecting with people on a regular basis, and I can be real with what's going on in my life, and people are real with what's going on in theirs, and we can just grow together and sharpen each other and really just live in community with one another as much as possible.
I'm asked the question, how is Corner Church reaching out to people, doing evangelism? We as a church, as a community, have to build on a foundation of redefinition. And how do you do that? It's by life. It's by doing life together. It's by being a real person. And when we do those things, it causes new definition. I can't believe I like you, even though you're a Christian. I can't believe you're important to our community, even though you're a church. Once that starts to happen, then the walk from not a follower of Christ to becoming a follower of Christ, not involved in the church, to being a part of the church can really happen.
Every week I am continuously challenged and encouraged by the messages and by the people, and you talk to people every week and you ask them about, how was your last week, is there anything that you want prayer for, and then throughout the week you are able to continue to pray for them, knowing them the next Sunday you'll be able to see them and ask them how they're doing again. Not only that, but I realize that church isn't just on Sundays, and we spend tons of time with each other and different people throughout the week. And so you're able to create that kind of church atmosphere wherever you go.
It's not about what can I get out of the Sunday gathering, but what can I give to the Sunday gathering. Part of that is, going with the mentality of I'm going to encourage people that I come in contact with. I'm going to build them up. I'm going to teach them. We have to switch this as, this idea of consumption versus giving. And if we go into the Sunday gathering with this mentality of, it's all about what I'm going to get, we're really going to miss the picture.
Church isn't about us necessarily. It's about God and the body of Christ, and that we should find everything we need in Him, and He'll take care of everything else.
In services that I've gone to before, I've sat down, listened to the message, and tried to think about it throughout the week, but most of the time just forgetting. And the way that we do service, it becomes part of the way that you think, so that throughout the week, you're constantly thinking about it. I mean, there's messages that I've heard months ago that I still continue to think about.
Until we are crazy passionate, not just about our faith, but about living out our faith and being who we're called to be and loving people. Until you're passionate about change and being the church and seeing life change and being a dynamic part of neighborhood, until you're passionate about that, it just won't happen.
In the ground, His body lay, light of the world by darkness slain, then bursting forth.